Hello and welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. The Secretariat of Mobility gave a report about the users who will issue their licenses for the first time, those who must renew them, and the final one, those who have the departmental license and must certify this document.
The Secretary of Mobility explained the process for users who wish to acquire their driver licenses for first time on the island, where a national instructor will be brought in for this purpose.
On the issue of licenses for the first time, the Secretariat of Mobility has arranged to bring an instructor authorized by the Ministry to conduct the CEA, which is the Center for Automotive Education, where, since it is a departmental entity, he may conduct these driving skill tests with the owner's vehicle.
The Secretary also made reference to the licenses that are about to expire.
Regarding the licenses that are expiring, which have national order, we inform the community that in the Secretariat for 2 months, we have been renewing this document, where they only have to bring the aptitude test, which is 4 by the authorized IPS, one located on the second floor of the Captain Mandy and the one located in front of the Christian Mission Church. And at the Mobility Secretariat, they must pay the amount of 106,000 pesos.
As for those who have a departmental license, they will be subject to a process of homologation in order to receive their current legal license.
As for those who have a departmental license, they will be subject to a process of homologation in order to receive the current legal license.
It is expected that in addition to the driving instructor, a school for driving instructors may arrive on the island.
A serious situation involving the manipulation of marine species was announced today to the environmental corporation Coralina, which indicated to Teleislas News that they will begin to implement sanctions for environmental crimes.
The Environmental Corporation Coralina received a complaint that tour operators are offering tours that allow visitors to manipulate and take pictures with species of a biosphere reserve, such as starfish and octopuses, thus causing great damage to species and marine ecosystems.
The latest complaints are due to the manipulation of the sea urchins, starfish, and octopus out of the water, which we know from the biological point of view causes negative impact, including the death of starfish, which is a bad practice that we have been trying to make the community understand that it cannot be done. We are also going to take some additional measures in relation to the tour of the rays, which also present bad practices, and let's say that it is necessary to take immediate corrective measures.
The Environmental Corporation has indicated that it will continue to implement awareness strategies for the protection of marine species, and that those people and companies that are caught promoting these species handling activities may lose their RNT and their vessels may be retained by environmental crimes.
And in other news, the port captain on the island, Rodrigo Quintero, gave a message of tranquility to the community of the island, stating that we are in rainy season and it is normal that it rains September, October, November, and even part of December.
In recent days on the island, there have been constant and heavy rains, which has possibly sparked fear in the island territory. In this way, the port captain informs the community that there is nothing to worry about because we are in the rainy season, and it is normal that light rains occur throughout these last months and part of the month of December. Therefore, during these days, the afternoons will be gray and winds of up to 26 knots and gusts up to 30 knots could occur.
The General Maritime Directorate, in coordination with the EDA, makes a permanent monitoring to these marine conditions constantly. There is a whole installed capacity of sensors, equipment, and weather forecast models with data obtained from satellites that allow us to make a constant monitoring of these conditions. In the event that a tropical wave may approach, as it happened with Tropical Storm Ida, then we will be sending out communiques at the appropriate time.
The port captaincy invites the community in general to be very attentive to the bulletins and communiques issued daily by the entity.
And the Secretary of Infrastructure detected some points of illegal connections in rainwater drainage in the pedestrian sector in the middle of an inspection for overflows that have occurred in this area.
The departmental government carried out an inspection to identify the different types of wastewater overflow in the pedestrian area of Sprat Bight in order to establish assertive and effective solutions to eradicate this problem. During the tour, several illegal dumping points were identified that were immediately sealed by the Secretary of Infrastructure, the one in charge of the storm sewer component within the department.
Desde la Secretaría de Infraestructura, bueno, primero estamos en el tema.
From the Infrastructure Secretariat, we are working on the issue of natural drains on the beach at the airport head end, in front of the Casablanca Hotel and Beer Station. These are points where it allows to quickly drain the entire head of the sector, and we are already doing some inspections throughout the central part as we have found dumping of sewage in the storm drainage.
The portfolio manager emphasized that the sanitary sewer overflows that occur in the Sprat Bight pedestrian street were due to illegal connection from the different establishment. Therefore, this inspection will be close follow-up.
And in an interview with Teleislas News, the Secretary of Tourism of the department announced that they view the different cleanup campaigns that have been organized on the island positively.
The last cleaning day that was carried out in the department was during the weekend on the beaches of Guinea Bay, which left a total of almost 1 ton of waste collected.
We have been doing campaigns, cleaning days, and trash collection on our beaches in the company of the Natura Foundation, who have launched this project. The Secretariat of Tourism has obviously seen that with very good eyes. That is why we wanted to be part of this activity. At present, we have done cleanups in the sector of Sound Bay, and recently we did a very nice work day in the Guinea Bay sector. These activities, we do them with great pleasure, hoping that these places are always clean and can be enjoyed not only by tourists but also by our residents.
The head of the portfolio also stated that they have been working to maintain the island's tourist infrastructure. In these activities, there is the implementation of some garbage cans in the pedestrian area.
And to date, in the department, the COVID figures continue to go down. Today, 2 positive cases were reported for the department.
The COVID figures remain without major changes on the island, where at the court of August 31st, the total of general contagions according to the National Health Institute is 60,799 in the whole archipelago. Today, it reported 2 active cases. It must be taken into account that the report delivered by the department on such cases of contagions has not been updated since August 11th, where the existence of 7 active cases throughout the island territory. According to the National Health Institute, as of August 29, a total of 76,008 doses have been applied as vaccine against COVID-19. For its part, the departmental hospital continued with the application of vaccines house to house, where there are also being immunizing pregnant women and minors with the comorbidities between 30 and 17 years of age. To the last, the community wishing to take tests for COVID is informed that the brush day continues with door-to-door.
On August 28 at around 9:50 p.m., Elmer Martinez, a native of the island, was captured in the city of Cartagena for allegedly murdering a 67-year-old man in the Pozón neighborhood of the city. According to the report of the Cartagena police, the islander is in hospital in the city due to the impact of a firearm under the surveillance of the police force, while his judicial situation is being defined. And now in other news, we'll continue with sports with Victor Fusalva.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. In order to bring healthy habits to the islands, the Ministry of Sports train island coaches. Seeking to improve the quality of life of the islanders, the Ministry of Sport, working together with the Departmental Administration and the Secretariat of Sport, offer courses in rhythmic, gymnastic, and psychophysics to leaders of the island sports. Among them, a group of Old Providence residents who joined the program Muévete Isleño por un Nuevo Comienzo. One of the participants for Old Providence was Neisha Livingston, a sport training technologist, who said,
It's a wonderful feeling. I feel very proud to be here representing Providence Island also. This activity, I believe, is something that will benefit us. All we will come from Providence, and will also the trainers and all who participating from San Andres. Is one activity where invite us to learn different ways to have a healthy lifestyle. So it's very important to make this kind of activity in our archipelago. My message today for you all is that we have to come out and make a little bit more exercise. We have to take care of ourselves. Remember, so when we make exercise, we have a lot of high probability if we have a healthy lifestyle.
It is good that Old Providence is taken into account in this type of event, since Old Providence also is sporting potential, as stated by Neisha Livingston.
With its sea of 7 colors and spectacular beaches, San Andres welcomed many national and international athletes.
The Ocean Man and International Open Water Competition contributed to the reactivation of national and international tourism in San Andres. This brought a mosaic of emotions for its beautiful beaches and its sea of 7 colors, where athletes once again embraced the waters of the island archipelago. Both the commerce and the athletes were satisfied with the organization of this great event. One of the island merchant and participant was Tony Aramburo, who shows his satisfaction and gratitude with this event.
Thanks for Teleislas, Teleislas News, Teleislas Sport, to come to this competition, very important for the islands. And I'm not very happy because the experience is nice. I think the beautiful scenery to practice all those sports, swimming, bicycles, running, and now very happy. A big invitation to everybody around the world to come to San Andres to visit us and to participate in those beautiful events in our archipelago, San Andres, Providence, and Santa Carolina Islands.
This event has been a good showcase for the archipelago internationally, as stated by Aramburo.
And this is all in sports for tonight. We will see you on another broadcast. We continue with Lisa.
Thank you, Victor. Now we continue with the weather forecast. The weather forecast for tomorrow, September 1st. In the coastal area of the archipelago, the sky will be mainly cloudy. Temperature will be of 28 degrees Celsius with winds from the northeast direction with intensities of 13 km per hour. Humidity forecast will be of 78% and probability of precipitation will be of 10%.